The office was dead silent. Everyone stared at the glass door as it opened. A young man stepped in. His suit was slightly loose. The color was faded. The sleeves were a bit short. It was clearly secondhand. The boss, Mr. Carter, looked up from his big leather chair. His eyes scanned the suit from top to bottom. A slow, cruel smile appeared on his face. Mr. Carter, what is that? The young man stopped. His hands tightened on the old briefcase. My name is Eli, sir. Today is my first day. HR told me to. Mr. Carter burst out laughing. Loud. The managers around him also laughed, trying to impress their boss. Mr. Carter, did you buy this suit from a garbage bin? People snickered. Someone covered their mouth to hide a smile. Another whispered, second-hand for sure. Eli's cheeks burned red. He looked at the floor so they wouldn't see his eyes. Mr. Carter stood up, walked around him like he was inspecting a joke. Mr. Carter, this is a top company, not a flea market. Even my driver wears better clothes than this. Eli swallowed hard. His throat was dry. His hands shook. Eli softly, Sir, this is all I could afford. But I promise I will work hard. Please. Mr. Carter cut him off. Mr. Carter, loudly so the whole office could hear. Everyone, look at our new professional. If you ever feel poor, just remember you are not this poor. Laughter exploded. A tear slipped from the corner of Eli's eye. He wiped it quickly so no one could see. If you were in his place, what would you do? Would you speak? Or stay quiet, just to keep the job? Mr. Carter leaned close and whispered in Eli's ear. You have one day to buy a proper suit. Brand new. Or don't come back. The camera could zoom on Eli's face. Broken. Ashamed. Silent. He nodded slowly. But what Mr. Carter did not know. That cheap second-hand suit carried a secret that would soon destroy his pride. The morning rush was still going when Eli reached the office. The building was huge and shiny. Glass walls. Expensive marble floor. Everyone moved fast. Expensive perfume. Polished shoes. Designer watches. Eli walked in carefully, holding his old briefcase. His second-hand suit itched a bit. But he smiled anyway. Eli, in his thoughts. Finally. A real job. Maybe I can pay Mom's hospital bill now. Maybe Hannah can go back to school. He checked his reflection on the glass door. The suit didn't fit well. But he had ironed it many times. It was all he had. At the reception, Mia from HR smiled kindly. Mia, you must be Eli? Eli, yes ma'am. Mia, no ma'am please. Just Mia. Welcome. Her smile faded when she looked at his suit, but she didn't say anything rude. She just cleared her throat. Mia, Mr. Carter is particular about image. Just be confident, okay? Eli nodded. He followed her to the main office floor. The moment they entered, everything felt heavy. People stopped typing and stared. Sophie whispered to another colleague, Is he serious? The colleague replied, Look at that suit. My dad's old clothes look better. Mia knocked on the glass door of the boss's office. Mia softly, Sir, this is Eli. The new junior analyst. Mr. Carter did not look up at first. He finished his email, took a sip of his expensive coffee, then slowly raised his eyes. His eyes locked on the suit. His lips curled. Mr. Carter, this is a joke, right? Mia froze. Mia, sir, he's very qualified in. Mr. Carter, qualified? In that. He stood up and came out so the whole floor could see. He circled Eli like he was inspecting a street performer. Mr. Carter, what brand is this? Charity shop collection? People laughed again. Eli's ears rang from the sound. Eli quietly, Sir, I bought it from a thrift store. I couldn't. Mr. Carter raised a hand. Mr. Carter, stop. I don't care where you buy your clothes. But in my office, image is everything. Clients don't want to see some poor boy in dead people's clothes. The words hit like a slap. Dead people's clothes. Eli felt his chest tighten. He thought of his mother, lying in the hospital bed. He thought of his little sister's notebook with pages missing, because they could not buy new ones. He bit his lip so he would not cry. Sophie looked away. She felt bad but said nothing. Mia looked down, fighting with herself. Finally she spoke, softly, Sir, we hired him for his talent, not his clothes. Mr. Carter glared at her. Mr. Carter, Mia, do you want to keep your job? She fell silent. Mr. Carter turned back to Eli. Mr. Carter, you want to work here? Fine. You have 24 hours. Tomorrow morning, we have a big investor meeting. If you walk in wearing this clown costume, you're fired. Understood. Eli's voice shook. Eli, sir, I don't have money for Mr. Carter spoke louder, for everyone to hear. Not my problem. Maybe sell your house. Or your shoes. Or that ugly briefcase. More laughter. Eli felt like the floor had opened under his feet. His legs were weak. His hands were cold. He nodded once. Eli quietly, yes sir. Mr. Carter smirked. Mr. Carter, good. Now go sit somewhere at the back. I don't want clients to see this. Eli walked slowly to his desk in the corner. He could feel every eye on him. He sat down, back straight, eyes on the computer screen. But inside, his heart was breaking. How will I buy a new suit? Should I quit? If I quit, who will buy mom's medicine? He opened the company files like a robot. But his mind was only thinking one thing. I am not enough here. The camera could pull away, showing Eli alone in a sea of shiny desks. But what Eli didn't know. Someone had heard every word. And that cheap secondhand suit carried a story far bigger than this office. That evening, Eli walked out of the office building slowly. He didn't even notice the sunset. He went straight to the bus stop. His phone buzzed. It was his little sister, Hannah. Hannah, voice message. Bye, did you start the new job? I told Mom you'll fix everything. She smiled for the first time today. Eli closed his eyes. A tear slipped down. He typed, yes, job is good. Don't worry. He lied, just to keep their hope alive. On the crowded bus, people pushed and shouted, but Eli only held tight to his briefcase. He looked down at his second-hand suit. He gently brushed off some dust. Eli, in his thoughts, you are all I could buy. Don't fail me now. Flashback scene. A week ago, Eli stood in a small thrift store. Old suits hung on a metal rack. Some were torn. Some had stains. His eyes stopped on one dark blue suit. It was simple. Clean. A bit old but strong. Shopkeeper. That one? Good quality. Came from a charity auction. Belonged to some big businessman, I heard. But no one wants old stuff now. I'll give you a discount. Eli ran his fingers over the fabric. He could never afford a brand new suit. But this one felt hopeful. He looked at the price. It was still too much. He checked his wallet. He had money either for the suit or for his mother's medicine. Not both. His eyes watered. He called the pharmacy. Eli, if I buy only half the medicine for this week, will she be okay? The pharmacist sighed. It's not ideal. But it's better than nothing. Eli looked again at the suit. Then at the small photo of his mom in his wallet. Eli whispering, Mom, if I get this job, I can buy you all the medicine later. I promise. He bought the suit. He went home with just half the medicine and a heart full of guilt and hope. Back to present now. Eli reached home. The building was old. The paint was chipped. He climbed the stairs, tired, but he forced a smile as he walked in. His mother lay on a thin bed, pale but smiling. Hannah ran to him. Hannah, show me your office clothes. He opened his arms and laughed softly. Eli, this is the suit. What do you think? Hannah's eyes shone. Hannah, you look like a hero from those business dramas. He hugged her. He did not tell them about the humiliation. Later that night after they slept, he sat alone at the small table. He checked his wallet again. Empty. Eli whispering, how will I buy another suit by tomorrow? He thought of borrowing money. But everyone he knew was already struggling. He thought of not going to work. But then the image of his mom in the hospital bed came back. Eli, in his thoughts, no. I will go. Even in this old suit. Let them laugh. I won't give up. He folded the suit carefully and placed it on the chair. The next morning, the entire office was buzzing. The founder of the company, Mr. Harris, was visiting. Big investors were coming with him. Posters were on the walls. Welcome Mr. Harris, 25 years of excellence. Everyone wore their best clothes. New ties. Fresh suits. Fancy dresses. Eli came in, wearing the same second-hand suit. Head high. Steps steady. People stared again. Sophie whispered, he's brave. Mia walked up to him. Mia softly, Eli, he told you to buy a new suit. Eli nodded. Eli, I know. I tried. I couldn't. My mother needed medicine. Her eyes softened. Mia, he'll be angry. Eli, I know. He smiled sadly. Eli, but I'd rather lose my job than let my mother suffer. Mia looked at him with new respect. In the boardroom, everything was ready. Huge screen. Expensive chairs. Bottles of sparkling water. Mr. Carter paced back and forth, practicing his fake smile. Mr. Carter, today is important. Investors must feel we are strong. No weakness. No, trash image. He glanced through the glass wall and saw Eli at his small desk. His face turned red with anger. Mr. Carter marched out. Mr. Carter, are you blind, Eli? I said new suit. Everyone turned. Eli stood up slowly. Eli, sir, I'm sorry. I really tried. But I had to pay for my mother's treatment. She is very sick. Mr. Carter rolled his eyes. Mr. Carter loud. Oh please. Everyone has problems. You think your sad story is special? This is a business, not a charity hospital. He grabbed Eli's tie and pulled it slightly. Mr. Carter. This old thing makes me look cheap in front of my guests. You are an embarrassment. Eli's eyes filled with tears, but he blinked them away. Eli, voice shaking. Sir, I can stay in the back. No one has to see me. Mr. Carter smirked. Mr. Carter. Good idea. You will stay outside the boardroom. If anyone asks, you're just the delivery boy. The insult cut deep. But Eli nodded. He had no power to fight. The big moment arrived. Mr. Harris, the founder, entered with 2 important investors. He was in his 60s. Simple gray suit. Kind eyes. Everyone clapped. Mr. Carter walked beside him like a proud peacock. As they passed through the hallway, Mr. Harris suddenly stopped. His eyes landed on Eli, standing quietly near the wall, holding a file. Mr. Harris stared at Eli's suit. His face changed. He took a step closer. Mr. Harris slowly. Where did you get that suit? The hallway fell silent. Even Mr. Carter looked confused. Eli's heart raced. Eli, sir, from a thrift store. I bought it secondhand. Mr. Harris's eyes grew wet. His hand gently touched the fabric on Eli's shoulder. Mr. Harris, whispering, I know this suit. Everyone watched, shocked. Mr. Harris turned to the crowd. Mr. Harris, I wore this suit on the day I signed the papers to start this company. 25 years ago. Gasps filled the hallway. Even Mr. Carter's smile vanished. The cheap secondhand suit was not trash. It was a piece of the company's history. And now, the truth was about to flip everything upside down. The boardroom felt different now. Heavy. Tense. Mr. Harris sat at the head of the table. Investors sat on both sides. Mr. Carter sat near him, fake smile glued back on, but sweat on his forehead. Eli stood near the door, as Mr. Carter had ordered, still wearing the same suit. Before the meeting started, Mr. Harris raised his hand. Mr. Harris, before we talk money, I want to talk about respect. Everyone looked at each other. Mr. Harris pointed at Eli. Mr. Harris, young man, come sit here. He pulled out a chair next to him. The entire room froze. Mr. Carter quickly stood up. Mr. Carter nervous. Sir, he's just a new junior employee. He doesn't. Mr. Harris turned and gave him a sharp look. Mr. Harris firmly, I know who he is. I want him here. Eli walked slowly to the table. His hands trembled. His heart pounded. He sat down, not sure where to look. Mr. Harris smiled kindly. Mr. Harris, what's your name, son? Eli, softly, Eli, sir. Mr. Harris, Eli, do you know where this suit came from? Eli shook his head. Mr. Harris looked around the room. His eyes were full of memories. Mr. Harris, when I started this company, I was poor. Very poor. I had 1 pair of shoes and this 1 suit. I bought it secondhand. I wore it at every meeting. People laughed at me. He paused. Mr. Harris, they said, look at this man in an old suit. How can he run a company? But I didn't give up. I worked day and night. I treated every worker with respect because I knew what it felt like to be looked down on. He touched the sleeve of the suit again. Mr. Harris, years later, when the company finally became successful, I donated this suit to a charity auction. I said, I hope whoever wears it next gets a better life than I had back then. He turned to Eli. Mr. Harris, softly, and now I see it again. On you. Eli's eyes filled with tears. Eli, voice breaking. Sir, I bought it for my first real job. I couldn't afford anything else. I'm paying for my mother's treatment and my sister's education. I'm sorry if I made the company look bad. His voice cracked on the last word. Mr. Harris's jaw tightened. Mr. Harris, made the company look bad? No, son. He looked at Mr. Carter now. Mr. Harris, loud and clear. But someone else did. The room went silent. Mr. Harris, tell me, Eli, how did people treat you when you walked in wearing this suit? Eli looked down. His hands were shaking. Eli, sir, the boss, laughed. Everyone laughed. He called me trash. Embarrassment. He said I was wearing dead people's clothes. He told me if I didn't buy a new suit in 1 day he would fire me. An investor raised his eyebrows. Another shook his head, angry. Mr. Carter's face went pale. Mr. Carter, stammering, Sir, I was only trying to maintain the company image. You know how clients are. We must look professional. I didn't know about the suit's history. Mr. Harris's eyes flashed. Mr. Harris, you didn't need to know the history to treat a human being with respect. He pointed at the large screen. Mr. Harris, play the hallway camera from this morning. The security team pressed a few buttons. On the big screen, the CCTV footage showed everything. Mr. Carter grabbing Eli's tie. Mr. Carter calling him embarrassment. The way everyone laughed. The way Eli's hands shook. The whole room watched. You could see the shame on some faces now. When the video ended, no one spoke. Mr. Harris turned to the investors. Mr. Harris, is this the image you want to connect your money with? One investor shook his head. Investor? Absolutely not. We invest in companies with values, not just numbers. Mr. Harris looked at Mr. Carter. Mr. Harris coldly, do you know what hurts me the most? Not that you laughed at my old suit, but that you crushed the heart of a young man who is trying to save his family. Mr. Carter's eyes filled with tears. Mr. Carter, voice weak, I made a mistake. I was under pressure. The meeting, the investors. Mr. Harris cut him off. Mr. Harris, pressure shows who we really are. And now we all saw who you are. He took a deep breath. Mr. Harris firm. From this moment, you are removed from your position as managing director. You will no longer represent this company. Gasps around the table. Mr. Carter stumbled back, shocked. Mr. Carter, sir, please. I built this branch. I gave my life to this company. Mr. Harris, no. People like Eli did. People in small suits and big hearts. You just took the credit. Tears rolled down Mr. Carter's face. He turned to Eli, his voice breaking. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. I was wrong. Eli looked at him. There was pain in his eyes, but also kindness. Eli softly, I forgive you, sir. But words still hurt. Not just me. Everyone who thinks they are less because they are poor. Mr. Carter covered his face and cried silently. His power was gone. His ego was broken. That was his karma. Mr. Harris put a hand on Eli's shoulder. Mr. Harris, Eli, you had the courage to come here today with nothing but honesty and an old suit. That is real strength. If you agree, I want to offer you a full scholarship for further studies and a promotion. You will train with our senior team. Eli froze. Eli, me? But I'm just... Mr. Harris smiled. Mr. Harris, you're not just anything. You're the kind of person this company needs. Mia and Sophie started clapping. Soon the whole room joined. Eli's eyes filled with tears again, but this time, they were tears of relief. Of joy. He looked down at the suit. Eli whispering, thank you, for not failing me. The camera could show Mr. Carter outside the glass wall now. No chair. No power. Only regret. He watched as the people he used to command now respected the man he used to humiliate. That is how karma works. Sometimes it doesn't shout. It just quietly changes the seats at the table. In life, it's easy to laugh at someone's clothes, their shoes, their small house, or their old phone. But you never see the full story behind those things. One old suit can carry years of hard work. One cheap dress can hide a heart full of dreams. Respect is not about the brand on your label. It's about the kindness in your heart. If you agree, share this story. And remember, never judge a person by what they wear. Judge yourself by how you treat them.